Welcome, all business leaders and aspiring entrepreneurs. Today, we're diving deep into timeless wisdom that's been shaping economies and guiding ethical commerce for millennia. Great businesses don't just chase profit, they pursue purpose, create value, and keep promises. That blueprint didn't start in a boardroom, it began in Scripture. We're about to uncover 12 business secrets from the Bible, principles tested for thousands of years, grounded in integrity, and surprisingly practical for your next quarter. We'll journey from Proverbs to the Gospels, from ancient fields to modern finance, and show how God's wisdom still builds trust, wealth, and impact. Before we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from and your role. Are you an entrepreneur, manager, freelancer, or student? Drop a comment below and let's connect. 1. The rule of first ownership, purpose greater than profit. Let's start with the rule of first ownership, purpose over profit. Biblical economics begins with a fundamental truth. The earth is the Lord's, Psalm 20:1. If God owns it all, then we're managers, not ultimate owners. Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us that it's God who gives us the ability to produce wealth. Even in Eden, humans were placed to work and keep the garden, a call to stewardship, not exploitation. Genesis 2:15. So, how does this apply to your business? Define a purpose beyond profit. Ask yourself, who do we serve? What broken thing are we fixing? Put it in writing. Remember, profit funds the mission. It's not the mission itself. Consider crafting a purpose statement using this template. Problem gives people, gives promise, gives proof. 2. The currency of trust, integrity, and honest scales. Next, let's talk about the currency of trust, integrity, and honest scales. Scripture doesn't mince words here. Dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord, Proverbs 11:1. This applies to everything from pricing and data handling to terms of service and marketing claims. Jesus sets an even higher bar. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Trust compounds, deceit defaults. Practically speaking, this means having clear pricing and refund policies, avoiding dark patterns in your user experience, and conducting quarterly integrity audits of your ads, fees, and data usage. Picture trust as a flywheel. Truth leads to repeat customers, which improves margins, allowing for reinvestment and better value, which in turn builds more trust. 3. Excellence is a strategy. Diligence and skill. Excellence is more than a buzzword, it's a strategy. Proverbs 20:29 states, "Do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings." Excellence is a form of evangelism. Quality markets itself. Colossians 3:23 exhorts us to work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men. Here is an exercise for your team. Define the one thing you lines do exceptionally well and the 10 things you lines keep good enough. Excellence is about focus, not perfectionism. Remember, craft trumps hype every time. 4. Plan, counsel, execute. Wise planning. Wise planning is a biblical mandate. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Proverbs 21:5. And without counsel plans fail. Proverbs 15:22. Jesus himself advises counting the cost before building. Luke 14:28-30. Plans, counsel, and execution form a powerful biblical triad. Put this into practice with a 90-day plan focused on 3 key metrics. Form an advisory circle of 3 to 5 trusted individuals for scheduled, candid reviews. Conduct a pre-mortem. List 10 ways your plan could fail and solve them in advance. Your process should look like this. Plan gives counsel, gives execute, gives review, gives iterate. 5. Build real value, workmanship and craft. Building real value is at the heart of biblical business. The Proverbs 31 entrepreneur sources well, manufactures quality goods, manages teams effectively, handles logistics, and serves the poor. In Exodus 31, we see God filling artisans with skill and wisdom. Acts 18 shows Paul funding his mission by making tents. The Bible prizes work that truly works. Apply this by upgrading materials or service steps that most impact customer outcomes. Let your value speak louder than your ads. Focus on the full chain. Sourcing gives quality, gives delivery, gives care. 6. Stewardship that multiplies. The talents. The parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14-30, teaches us about stewardship that multiplies. Stewards are entrusted with resources, each according to ability. Those who deploy resources wisely see multiplication. Burying out of fear is condemned. The lesson. Take responsible risks, not reckless ones, and don't be paralyzed by fear. In practice, define your talents, whether that's capital, brand, people, or intellectual property. Allocate a test budget for innovation with clear stop-scale rules. Always report on both return and learning. Remember, deploy is better than bury. 7. Cash flow is character, wages and fair pay. Cash flow isn't just about numbers, it's about character. Do not hold back the wages of a hired worker overnight. Leviticus 19:13. James 5:4 rebukes those who withhold wages. Pay on time, pay what's promised. People are not line items, they're neighbors. Practically, maintain a cash reserve to cover 2 to 3 payroll cycles. Have a written pay policy with no surprise deductions. Consider a profit share or bonus plan linked to transparent metrics. Always put people first before paper. 8. Risk, resilience, diversify, wise risk. Wise risk management involves resilience and diversification. Invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8. Ecclesiastes 11:2. Diversify your efforts. Joseph's management of Egypt's resources during years of plenty to prepare for famine. Genesis 41 is a masterclass in risk management. Build buffers, don't bet the farm, aim for at least 3 revenue streams. Target 6 to 12 months of operating runway. Create a heat map of your top 5 risks with clear triggers and responses. Remember, reserves plus diversification equals resilience. 9. Debt, leverage and boundaries. Prudence. When it comes to debt and leverage, the Bible counsels prudence. The borrower is slave to the lender. Proverbs 20:7. Scripture warns against reckless guarantees. Proverbs 6:1-5. 17:18. Debt can accelerate growth but narrows freedom. Use it with restraint, clarity, and exit plans. Only borrow against predictable cash flows. Set a debt service coverage floor and a deleveraging plan. Aim to owe no one anything, except to love each other. Romans 13:8. Prioritize relationships over leverage. 10. Generosity as a growth strategy. Open-handedness. Generosity isn't just nice, it's a growth strategy. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. Proverbs 11:24. God instructs leaving field edges for the poor. Leviticus 19:9-10, a built-in corporate social responsibility. Generosity should be a design principle, not an afterthought. Dedicate a fixed percentage to benevolence or community initiatives. Build gleaning features into your business model: scholarships, freemium access, hardship funds. Measure impact per dollar, not just spend. The cycle looks like this. Generosity gives trust, gives loyalty, gives growth. 11. Rhythms that scale, Sabbath and sustainability. Lastly, establish rhythms that scale. The Sabbath principle isn't about laziness. It's about cadence. 6 days you shall labor, but the 7th day is a Sabbath. Exodus 20:9-10. Rest restores judgment, creativity, and compassion. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Mark 2:27. Burnout kills more businesses than competition does. Implement a weekly no-meeting block and inbox pause. Rotate on-call duties to protect staff family time. Schedule quarterly shalom days for strategy with solitude, not slack. Remember, rest fuels results. 12. Negotiation without enemies, peace and deals. Abraham made his deals openly, paid what was fair, and got solid rights. Genesis 23. Proverbs reminds us to listen to both sides, use kind words, and be patient. Blessed are the peacemakers. Matthew 5-9. Aim for solutions that everyone can live with. Practically, put fairness on the record. Draft agreements for clarity, not traps. Keep relationships bigger than transactions. Clarity trump cleverness. Conclusion. Business is holy ground when it creates value, honors people, and keeps promises. Build with these 12 timeless principles and watch trust and results compound. If this helped you, comment Wise Builders, share it with your team, and subscribe for more Bible-based strategy. Let's build businesses that don't just survive, but thrive with purpose and integrity. Thank you for watching.